All right, can you hear me okay now? Testing, testing. Okay, beautiful. Sorry about that, guys. Apparently, GoToWebinar didn't update and it did not let me know. So I apologize for the confusion there. So let's try that again. All right. Hey, guys, how's it going? This is Jeff Linney. Welcome to Intermediate Bootcamp. And I'm seeing a bunch of responses. Hey, Tim, how you doing? Jared, what's going on, man? All right, beautiful. So, all right, good, 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 good. So, do me a quick favor. You guys know it's kind of cliche, but I really do enjoy this. If you can hear me, let me know where you're from. Give me a quick shout out. Let me know you're paying attention. Let me know where you're from. And that gives me a minute to not talk for a moment while you guys type. All right, we got Oklahoma City, Maui, Costa Rica. How's it going, Jenny? Wisconsin, I got Florida, Ontario. Jacobina from the beautiful city of Can Hear You Now, Florida. We got San Francisco. Sumaya, how you doing? Han from Texas. Got Sheila from Nashville. See, all right, loud and clear, beautiful. All right. Really be a tag team type tonight. It's just going to be me, myself, and I. But I promise I'm worth it. How you guys doing? Do anything exciting this week or weekend? I actually moved into a house this weekend from Irvine up to Anaheim Hills, so it's definitely a lot hotter. But it's nice. I got a beautiful view of my backyard now and a bunch of trees and just an awesome skyline. So I kind of do miss the city sound living in Irvine, but this quiet is pretty nice. And I've actually got a nice office with a window instead of my townhome view, which is still not bad. There's a park out the right side. Folks, Dory actually asked me to come on here and do a webinar on how I do my on-page optimization. Now, if you guys were part of the beginners boot camp by chance 2 weeks ago, I have to apologize. I did do the on-page optimization one then, but I promise it's worth it and it's ridiculously important. When someone lands on your website, you've really only got a few minutes. Actually, I lied, about 2 seconds or so. Let me log in here. Oops. 1 second. 2 or 3 seconds before they decide if they're going to do business with you or not, if they're going to stay on your site or not. So that's why I spend so much time, making my website look amazing. I take the time to make my blog post look out. I mean, I've got this theme I paid for. It was like $50. I added a profile, a little about me on the right side. I've got my opt-in form, my Facebook page. Basically, I took the time to make my website look good, and as a result of that, my bounce rate's pretty amazing. Now, here's a problem. What a lot of people will do is they will, build up a website. They either won't, choose a nice theme. They won't make the site look nice. Hey, Lewis, how you doing, man? Or they will simply take a bunch of text and not do anything with it. So I like using this example. This is a blog post I wrote myself, but you'll see I I add images. I try to add videos when applicable. I space things out. I use different colored, headings, different colored text, etc. I use bullet points. I don't want to make things boring. If you just have, a big wall of text, people are not going to want to hang out to read what you have to say. Somebody was asking about this plugin I use. I believe it's just called Popular Posts. It was a $10, maybe $20 plugin, but it's worth it. Although I don't know why this says 63,000 views. That's a bit skewed, but usually it's fairly accurate. Hey, Arturo, welcome, man. How you doing? Popular Post plugin. Because in fact, I think I should put for today and not for this week, because that's what it is. But it simply draws people's attention, and it helps to improve my, click-through rate to other posts on the site. So that's kind of why I take, the time to do that. So what I'm going to show you guys, let me go ahead and go into my dashboard here. There's a few features in this theme that I have that you're not gonna, you might be curious about, like the type of editor or some of the drop downs you see. Those are built into the theme itself. So if you, see something you probably don't have, it's probably just built into my theme. The theme is called Elegant Biz 2. Although they're no longer selling it, I've got no idea why. So give me a second here. Well, that's going slow. Watch me have a server issue right when I'm trying to do this. Let me check on Firefox in my other browser, my other window. Hold on a second. Okay, it's working fine on Firefox. Yeah, I usually use Firefox as my main browser, and I use Chrome as my secondary browser, more for webinars, etc. And it's not seeming to want to work. So let me go ahead and close a few things on, or a few private things, I should say, on my Firefox browser, and I'll just go ahead and bring that bad boy over. Let's see, postal service. I can probably keep the rest of that open. All right, so let's go ahead and bring over Firefox, my preferred browser. So I do write a good portion of the post on my site, although on occasion I do outsource some posts. I have people write them for me. I either go to iWriter.com or I take a recommendation by fellow marketing colleagues as to who to write with. So basically, when you get a post from iWriter.com, you're just going to get plain content. Now let me ask you guys, how many of you, and you can be honest, have maybe taken some content you've had written, or you even took your own content and just added it like this and clicked on publish and left it alone? Yes, you can say no, that's fine. Be honest. I know some people do, which is why I bring it up. You guys are good, or you're all real good liars. But my point is, guys, a lot of people when they get started, hey, that's awesome. Thank you, Niall, for your honesty. I appreciate that. A lot of people will simply take the post and do this. How about reading it? I'm not going to read my post to you. That's going to take too long. It's 800 words. But what this is, if you guys want to read this, I'll have it online tomorrow. But basically, this is content I had written about launch jacking, which I got from iWriter. And if I just simply post it like this, it's content, which is awesome. But people are going to see it. They're going to leave pretty damn quickly, right? So here's what I want to do. I want to make an epic post here about launch jacking. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to go to the Google Keyword Planner, and even though I already did this, I'm kind of showing you my thought process behind this. I want to find out what people are searching for along the lines of launch jacking in that particular phrase. So I'm just going to go ahead, I went to the Google Keyword Planner, and I'm going to click on this top option right here. That says search for new keywords using a phrase, website, or category. And I'm just going to type in, maybe launch jacking. What is launch jacking? And I got your name correctly. Awesome. Thank you, Niall, for confirming that. Actually, I know a Niall from Australia, so although he has one L in his name, you've got two in yours, but it looks pretty close. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead. Now, you guys know this tool by now, right? So if I go through this quickly, you're okay with that. But basically, if you're going to be doing search engine optimization, you want to make sure you bounce out of ad group ideas. You want to go to keyword ideas right there. And again, that's going to give you the actual search volume for your specific keyword, which is what you want. And then I like closing this chart. It's nice to see how the search volume is, for particular phrases. But in this case, launch jacking does not really get a ton of search volume, but it's probably going to be fairly easy to rank. In fact, I'm already on page 1 once for it on Google. But I want to use this as an example of a easy to rank for keywords. So we're going to use launch jacking as my main keyword. Okay, so assuming we have that, we've got launch jacking as my main keyword. So number one, I want to include my main keyword launch jacking in my post title. So I've got what is launch jacking right there. Now by default, if you've got WordPress set up properly for your permalinks, it's going to simply take my post title and it's going to add it to my permalink right there. So now it says right here, what is launch jacking? Next up, there are really a bunch of different SEO plugins. I actually do recommend Yoast, Y-O-A-S-T-T. The only reason I don't have Yoast on here, but I've got Platinum SEO, is because Yoast, I don't believe, has an option to do a mass import. and I would have to re-optimize every post, over 100 on my site. But what Yoast will actually do is give you an SEO score. You'll enter in your keyword you want to rank for, and it will give you advice and tips based on that. So you want to add your keyword, of course, in your title and your description. And I mean, really, you want to do more than that, though, right? I mean, simply doing that, yeah, I suppose that's going to be enough. You've got the basics of SEO there, but that's not really going to entice people to click into your site. So I'm going to go and maybe include launch jockeying in here. Maybe say, what the heck is launch jockeying? And that works. So what the heck is launch jockeying anyways? It's going to be my title. Roy, you were told that Yoast is bloated. I disagree. I love Yoast. But if you want to use another one besides Yoast, I mean, Platinum SEO is what I've got on here. Although for every new site I do build, which I can't share with you, I do use Yoast for those. So I like it, and I'm quite happy with it myself. But I'm going to add my keyword to my title here, and I want to maybe try to find some information here. I'm just going to borrow from this. Now, of course, you do want to keep your description under 160 characters. So I'm going to try to do a short and sweet version of this. Yeah, screw this. And I'm just going to kind of let it trail off right there. And I think that should be sufficient for me here. So launch jockeying. Okay, now with WordPress, guys, as you know, I mean, well, let me rephrase it here. When you get into optimization for your site, you of course want to have your main keyword in your title, in your description tag, in your H1 tag. Now, WordPress by default, usually with most newer themes, does automatically add your H1 tag for you. In my case, it's right here. So I'll show you guys a quick way to check it out if you don't know it. If, in fact, I actually cannot view the source on here. I've got it blocked off. But usually, if you right-click and click on View Source, if you do a search for H1, H like header and the number 1 with no spaces, you'll see either an H1 added that matches your title, or you won't. If you do, then you don't have to add one. I really hope that makes sense. So generally speaking, I will just skip on the H1 because most themes do it, and I will simply add an H2 at the very top there. Now myself, I'm also going to show you guys, by the way, not only how to optimize properly, but I'm also going to show you how you can even make your post stand out and look amazing like I showed you before. Because again, you don't just want to give people optimized text they're going to leave ridiculously quickly. You want to make sure that you're going to be giving them something of value, because again, if you can't keep them on your site, you're not going to make any money. And I mean, again, I've made upwards of $250,000 this year just from 4 launch jacks I've done, and that's just kind of doing those very, very part-time because they're fun extra money for me. And again, I'm able to keep people on there because I don't just order crap content. I don't just spin my content. I actually take the time to write high-quality articles and reviews for my website, whether it's a product review, or whether it's just a regular blog post like this. I want to take the time to simply make it look amazing, which is which is probably over half of what you need to do right there. If your post looks amazing, even if people just skim through it, they're going to stay on. They're going to stay on board a lot longer if it simply looks amazing. If you impress them, if you give them a good first impression. So with online marketing, guys. Hey Andrew, welcome. No problem, man. With online marketing, the first impression really is everything. So let's see. What I'm going to do is I do want to do an internal link. So again, I do already have one article on launch jacking on my site. So I'm going to highlight this text right here for launch jacking. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this. You guys should know this now, but I'm going to click on the insert and edit link. And Jacobina, you were asking before how you add a link to your website. This is all you do. So I'm going to click on the insert edit link icon. And I'm simply going to add my, I can add a URL if I know the URL I want to link to. Or what I can also do if I want to link internally, maybe I want to search for a related post on my site I can link to, I would simply type in my phrase right there. So in this case, Launch Jacking 101, I'm going to click on Add Link. And then, I mean, really, I try to add between 3 to 5 internal links per website, per blog post, as long as they're relevant. And I also try to add a few external links as well. So what is launch jacking? How can I use it to earn over 10,000 bucks in one night? Online marketing strategy. Give me a moment, please. Okay, new product launch. Now, I do happen to have a article on my site already, because again, I've been doing this for a while, on how you can find up and coming launches to promote. So again, I'm going to simply link to that blog post right there, because again, this is going to do a few things. Number one, it's going to help pass the authority amongst my site. In fact, if you envision it like Wikipedia, whenever you go to a Wikipedia page, there's probably 5, 10, if not 15 different links on each Wikipedia post linking to everything relevant within their own site. You guys know that, right? And you know why they do that is they're able to, number one, pass the authority amongst their own site, and number two, they're able to keep users on their site for longer, which otherwise might possibly leave. Hold on one second. And no, mate, that's actually just built into WordPress, the search function. Again, you can only search for blog posts that are already on your site. But that's just built into WordPress. What Made was asking about is, how I linked, how I did a search right here. That's just built into WordPress. And if you don't see it there, you might have this minimized. You just click on that to open it up there. But that's actually built into WordPress, and every blog should have it. Every WordPress site should have it. So let's see, particular attracts online customers. I like to space things out quite a bit as well. Again, I don't want to give people just big blocks of content that bore people. I also like to kind of do this. I like to add, whenever it's relevant, I like to add maybe different types of header text. I'm going to add an H3, and I'm going to make it red again to make it stand out. My writer already kind of put these in bullet points for me, but I mean, again, I'm going to go ahead and add those myself manually. And again, you guys can see what I'm doing here is, yeah, it's really easy, Jacobina. It really is easy. But you guys can see how Jacobina said I did that so fast, and it's amazing. But you guys can see how simply a few minor changes, right, can make some bland, boring-looking text stand out and start to pop a bit more, right? And so again, I'm trying to space things out. I'm trying to change things up a bit. I don't want people just to have a wall of text just like this, because they're going to leave ridiculously quickly. Jared's asking about my favorite writers. Jared, I really only use one writer, and I use him fairly full time. So I'm not able to share him at the moment, but what I would recommend you do, though, is on iWriter, use a 4.5-star writer, at least for the first few times, until you find someone you like. It's pretty easy to find someone. You just have to be willing to pay for the content. But I mean, again, you can get maybe a 700-word article from a 4.5-star writer for maybe, 10 or 15 bucks. So never use a 3-star. 4-star is okay. I'd recommend 4.5 stars or more. So what I want to do now is I want to add some more color here. And so what I like to do is I want to do a quick search on Google just for the fun of it, for maybe a related image related to launch jacking that I can safely use. Here, look, I'm on page 1 right there. Now again, you never, ever, ever just want to go through and grab someone's image. It's not yours. Although generally speaking, if you're just borrowing another screenshot, that might be okay. So I mean, in this case, I think I actually made this one before. So I might actually just be cheap and keep it simple and use this one again because it looks nice. But what I can also do is I can also do something similar to that. How about this? Let me go into MunchEye. MunchEye.com is a website by Chris Munch, awesome guy from Ireland. That talks about different upcoming product launches. I basically want to find something that's going to be coming up. So here, I'm just going to screenshot this and use this. I use a tool right here for my screenshots called Snagit. It's, I believe, free for 30 days and 30 or 40 bucks. I like it because you can go through and edit things pretty quickly. You can add, different text right here pretty quickly. You can add arrows and images and other nice things. Go ahead and use this one, and I'm going to go ahead and save it according to my main keyword. So I'm going to save it. What is launch jocking? And that's why, Sheila, you don't really get penalized for repeat pictures, but you do want to try to keep them unique enough. So in this case, I was just showing you guys with the one I used before. Yeah, if you use the same picture on a couple posts, it's going to be okay. But make sure you want to use an image that matches your main keyword. So in this case, again, my main keyword is launch jocking. My longer tail version of that is what is launch jocking. So I'm going to simply name this what is launch jocking. I'm going to click on save. Let's see how big that file is. Where'd it go? Hold on. What is launch jocking? Open file location. 141 kilobytes, which is a bit large. So I'm going to go ahead and go to a site I use. Now, just to be clear, there are WordPress plugins that do compress your images for you. I prefer to do them myself manually because I've had issues before with those messing up my thumbnails on my homepage. So in this case, I'm going to compress the image here. I want to make sure it's not going to get too blurry, though. It still needs to be legible. It's okay. It's not amazing. Let's try to shrink it down a bit and see how it looks. I'm going to resave it as a JPEG. And it's going to be a much smaller file size now. And Lewis is asking if I add metadata to my images and graphics. Lewis, I do to an extent. I don't go hardcore as, the coding them in the back end, but I'll show you right now. So I'm going to click on Add Media. And I'm going to go ahead and drag my image down there. This is what is launch jocking. So what I will do is I will add it in my description and my alt text. And of course, my image is also named what is launch jocking. And yes, Maria, I am recording this. We should have this online in the next day or two. That's really what I'll do. You can go a bit more advanced. You can use different files to actually add more metadata into the image itself, but generally speaking, I've had pretty good results just doing this, adding it to my alt text and my description. And I'm going to simply click on Insert in the post. And it's a bit blurry, so I'm going to shrink it down a little bit here. I think that's passable. What do you guys think? Does that look okay? I'm kind of making it small on purpose here. Readable, that works. Good enough for me. I just want to give people the idea of what it is. So, all right, so let's go ahead and preview this and see how it looks. I'm just going to click on Preview real quick, and we'll see how my bland wall of text is now looking. I want to space it out a little bit more. Preview that once again. Well, what do you guys think so far? It's already looking a bit better, right? And I'll be honest, that's bugging me. That screenshot is too blurry. I actually think I want to fix that. Oops. My cat just jumped on my lap. He's now licking my arm. It's always nice to type with that. Oh, Walt Bayless, good guy. So let's go ahead and try, let's just compress one more time. So we're going to upload an image. We're going to re-upload my what is launch jocking image. I'm going to try to shrink it in half by 50%. That's better. I feel better about that. So I'm going to right click again. I'm going to save image as what is launch jocking.jpg. Yes, I want to replace it, and I'm going to go ahead and click back into here. I'm going to remove this and simply re-add the higher quality version. What is it, 63 kilobytes? I guess that'll work. It's a bit bigger than I usually like, but for this purpose, it'll work. I might not even publish this live or keep it on my site, because I've already got an article on it, but just for this purpose, I'm going to do this. That's better, so I had to do that. Next up is some particular blog post. If you add a featured image, it will add an image by default to the very top of the post. Others do not. In this case, mine does not, so I'm okay with that. So I'm going to simply set this as my featured image, which will simply show people the thumbnails on my homepage. So if you visit my site, for example, the images you see right here, those are my featured images. Oh, you're right, Chuck. My cat actually does think it's helping me do my work. And actually, it's funny, his name is actually Kitty as well. And my wife and I couldn't think of a name for him, and I would always yell, Kitty! And so that kind of stuck. Alright, so that was bugging me. I'm a bit happier with how this looks right here. So anyways, moving on down here, let's go ahead and space some things out some more. How to use it effectively, 10,000 more, 190 following steps. I'm talking to myself, don't mind me. So again, I'm going to kind of space things out a bit. I'm going to give people a few different options here. Again, I said some of my favorite websites for up-and-coming launches. And again, I'm going to go ahead and add bullet points to this right here. Now, what I can also do, again, is actually helpful, guys, if you link out to an external website. And what that does is that shows Google you only care about giving people quality content. So that's why it's always good to link out to an external website, or even more than one. And again, the reason for that is I want to show people, I want to show Google, you know what, here, you're going to get the best information from this particular link right here, as opposed to something on my site. So I always, on every blog post you do, try to link out at least once to an external website as well. That's going to be really important, and it's simple, but it's going to help to associate your website with that other site in Google's eyes, and it's going to show Google you don't care about giving up some traffic because you're going to be linking to a valuable source for your users. Now, if I didn't cover it, one thing I also do is you want to click on this link right here that says open link in a new window or tab. You exactly, Andrew, you got it. You always want to do that. That way, if someone does click on that link, you know what's going to happen? It's going to open up in a new tab. They're not going to be off my site. So when they close it, they're back on my site. Pretty cool, right? So you're not going to really lose traffic that way, and you're going to show Google that you're okay with doing that. You're okay with linking to external sites. And Jacoby, as I said a minute ago, all I did was I clicked on the box as I showed you. This is open link in a new window or tab right there. You just want to click on that box right there. And that's all it takes to do that. Jenny is asking, how can I rank for more than one keyword? Generally, Jenny, I will only want to maybe optimize my posts for one keyword or one longer tail keyword. But if you write naturally, if you write for your users, by default, you're probably going to rank for other keywords as well. And you're probably going to get traffic for other keywords as well. So, and again, so I've got a few links here to other sites. Somebody was asking how many links I have on my page. You know, as many as it takes, as many as going to be. I want to give people a positive experience. If I can add only one link, that's legitimate, I'll do that. If I can add 10, I'll do that. I'm going to simply link to other sites, whether it's mine or someone else's. They're going to give people a positive experience. Someone was asking if they go on another site via my link but don't close mine, does it still count on more time as my site? Yes, absolutely, Bruce. It does. It does lower your bounce rate right there. When someone clicks this, and then if they leave my page right away after that, that's going to be a better bounce rate because they already clicked through. They already clicked through from my site to another site, so you're going to be fine. Paul is asking if I no follow external links. Yes, I do, Paul. Some people say yes, some people say no for that. It's really a personal preference, but you can usually do that via your SEO plugins. You can choose to no follow all external links. What it simply does is it does not pass any authority on from your site to the site you're linking to. However, when you do go out to get natural backlinks, it is good to get both follow, which is a regular link, and no follow, Because really, in a perfect world, you're not going to get 100% follow links anyways. You want to get a natural linking profile for yourself as well. Even if you have all no follow links to your site, it's not really going to pass on authority per se, but it's still going to help you rank pretty nicely. So let's see here. I think that was actually a bit too big up there. I'm just going to leave it like this. And how are we looking so far, guys? What do you think? Is this looking more readable? But I mean, essentially, this is exactly what I'll do, guys. I will take the time to go through and edit my posts. I will take the time to simply make them look amazing. Because, I mean, again, it's going to keep people on my site. So I'm going to add different header tags. I love H3 tags. Also, you want to try and space things out. I usually add a space after each header. Because, again, I want people to notice those. Basically, if people scroll through my site really quickly, I want them to be able to get a pretty good idea as to what I'm talking about. So, and this type of content right here tends to get the best results. I know people that even space things out a lot more than I do, and they've got amazing bounce rates. They've got amazing traffic. And I mean, again, it's been proven that people are going to skip over content. So if you space it out a bit more, it's going to be much, much easier to go through and read. So generally speaking, I will try to space things out. Not every single sentence, but I will space things out enough to break up my content, and make it easier to read. And so that's why I do that, because it does work nicely, and it does keep people on my site for a long time as well. Most people don't want to read a long paragraph. So anyways, let's see here. Now, something else I could also do is I can try to find a relevant YouTube video. Now, I can do one myself, or I can try to find one that someone else did that I can use on my site. And I might not find anything on here. But I mean, again, I don't really want to give my traffic via a video to someone else. So I might try to find something that's a bit non-promotional. But I mean, launch jacking itself, though, yeah, I'm probably not going to really find any relevant videos that are not going to be linking out to other people's sites. So I'm going to probably skip on a video here. Excuse me, one second. There we are. Had to wet my whistle. So let's go ahead and preview this. And for those guys, I want you to know, usually when I do this entire process, this post is just shy of 800 words. It will probably take me between 5 and 10 minutes to do the whole post like this, maybe 15. Of course, I'm taking a bit longer so I can show you guys how it's done. But I mean, what do you think? Is this looking more readable now? I mean, I think it's looking better. And yeah, you can always go back and add more to it, which I do all the time myself. And thank you guys. So I'm going to mute my phone. My mom is texting me and my wife wanting to come over. All right, so I want to space those out a little bit more here. And thank you guys. Thank you, Jacobina. Thank you, Maria. And yeah, guys, I will often go back and edit my posts for a few weeks. I'll go back every couple of days and change more things out. Let's see here. I'm gonna space things out quite not a whole lot, but a little bit more. Let's see. What else? Let me try something here. I'm trying to see if I can find maybe a video that's related on Muncheye that I can use. Here we are, guys. How about this? I'm going to borrow this video here because it's not really promotional. It's simply a video someone did on how you can find different offers. And again, on Android, we'll get to that. And again, the reason I'm doing this is Google loves when you give your readers something to stick around. So I like adding videos whenever possible because it's going to keep people around. So bust out my handy dandy highlighter here. So I'm going to click on share right there in the middle. So it's kind of in the way now. And I'm going to click on embed right there in the middle once again. And I'm going to click on show more. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm simply going to borrow this video. I'm going to uncheck the box to not show related videos when it's done. Usually I will just leave the player controls so people can pause or restart the video. And you can even choose the custom video size if you want to go bigger or not, for example. And I'm going to grab the embed code from right there. Now here's the thing what a lot of people get wrong. In fact, hold on a second. Let me add this real quick. Of course, it's not my video, but I'm going to set people up to check it out as well because that's related. Now, if I just add my embed code right there, that's not going to work. And here's the thing, if I go into the HTML, it might be a bit hard to find where I want to add that. So what I usually do is I do something kind of silly like this, but I will simply type in video with a bunch of O's as my placeholder, and then I'll click on Control F and find that text and replace it. And so now when I go back, I've got my video where I want it to be. And again, what the video is going to be doing, guys, Google owns YouTube. Google loves YouTube. Adding YouTube videos to your site is a good thing. It's going to help, again, it's going to help keep people on your site. It's going to increase your website engagement, and Google is probably going to give you more traffic because of it. So look at that. It's not even my video. I found a relevant video that's not even mine that I can use. Now, I think I want to make that text a brighter color so people see it. Let's try that once again. Sheila, you're not going to see the video. I mean, you're usually not going to see the video thumbnail right here. I don't know why it's actually doing that. Maybe because it's a different. Let me see how that's being embedded. That's actually fairly new. If you don't see a thumbnail on your site in the preview, don't worry about it. In fact, let me show you here. Hold on. If you scroll down here, this is what you're going to see within the post itself. Right here. When you actually view the site itself, you're going to see the thumbnail that the video owner selected. And the thumbnail, guys, is basically this default view right here before you click on play. That's all that is. So, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, I just added one picture. I added some color. I added some bullet points. I kind of spaced things out a bit. I added a video that's not even mine. Great performance. Thank you, Jacobina. Although I'm not an actor, but I appreciate that. And I'm not even done yet. I think that's actually still too close together down there. So I'm going to go space things out a little bit more, but not too much. I don't want to space things out to the point of being ridiculous. But yeah, no, Carl said it's a big improvement over what it was. And I'll tell you guys, people stay on my website for a pretty decent amount of time because I take the time to do this. Let's see here. Charming personality. I'll take it. Let's see here. Now this actually kind of makes no sense right here. Oh, that's why they stay on the site, my charming personality. I hope so. I try to be sarcastic in my posts when I write them myself. This is actually not my post, but I usually tell my writers to, feel free to be themselves. My main writer who actually did this one. Actually, my main writer did not do this one because he was sick. But my main writer will usually be a bit of a smartass for me because I tell him to. I still write most of my own content for this site, but I do have him do some of the posts. So that doesn't really make sense here. So the users know about it. Let's see here. I make huge, and pardon my loud keyboard here. And here's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do a very, very soft sell right here. You see this? I would recommend Page One Engine, but it's closed. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a link, a very, very soft sell on Google Sniper 3. Now notice I'm not saying, click here to buy this. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I'm simply going to say I recommend it, and I'm going to leave it there. And I'll bet you guys, if I post this tomorrow, which I'm probably going to now, I'll probably make a few sales just by having this on here casually. And I do also like ranking for people's names as well whenever I can. I think I'm on page 1 for George's name. I was before. No, I am no longer on page 1 for George's name. I had a tag about him. I must have moved down a bit. Hold on a second. That's weird. That's going to be my German translation. Hold on a second. That's why it's not showing up. I forgot I actually set my categories to non-index. So that's probably why it's not working. So I'm just going to leave it at this. I'm going to simply link to this right here. Now, Andrew is asking, to clarify, the total investment for this content is about $15 and about 15 to 30 minutes of my time. Yeah, that's right. In fact, let's take a look at what I paid for it. Donald, I had the black velvet before with hard cider and Guinness. It's actually really tasty. Let me log in real quick. If you guys aren't on iReddit, let me give you a quick affiliate link. It doesn't cost you any more. I get like a few cents if you guys do buy. If you sign up. If you don't worry about it. But why not? I figure I'll try it anyways. This helps buy me more content. But iReddit, I want to show you guys what did I pay for this. See, I'm not going to give you guys a quick tutorial. 700 words, elite. Yeah, it was $12.50 for that particular piece of content. Now, Richard, here's the thing. Richard is saying this is pretty basic and should be done by anyone who puts content online after a Panda. Richard, you would be surprised. I know people, even good SEOs, that do not take the time to make their content stand out, which is why whenever I teach anybody, both in the courses or in person, I always stress on the importance of not only on-page optimization, but making your post look amazing, making your post stand out as well. So, this is really this is really one of the most important things, kind of combined with on-page optimization. I simply want to make it conversion friendly. I want to make sure that I'm going to keep people on my site. And again, I find people all the time, they're ranked highly. They obviously know SEO because they're beating me sometimes for good keywords. But their content's crap. It's either spun content or it's pulled from someone's site and spun, or it sounds like a second grader wrote it, or it's just not, it doesn't sound good at all. And so this is why I stress so many times, so frequently to people the importance of making your post stand out, not only optimize it, but make it look amazing as well. So I hope, Richard, you're okay with me. Even this is a bit on the basic side here. This is ridiculously important, and it's been one of the main things I've used to make so much money with my reviews and my blog posts online. Make sense? And again, to get the best quality content, I simply recommend, there's really nothing you can write to get the best writers. Just give a good description. as to what you're looking for. And again, I would recommend a 4.5-star writer, if not a 5-star. And if you find a good writer, use them and tip them when they write more than you paid for. Trust me, they're going to do better work for you in the future. So let's see, Google Sniper 3. Watch, I bet you guys I make a few sales on this tomorrow. That's a very, very soft sell. Yeah, no, surely I don't want to get someone's opt-in for Google Sniper. I've already got a review on it. So all I'm doing is I'm linking people to my review right here. Oh yeah, Andrew, I've got a pretty badass PBN. I do rank my articles with my PBNs, my private blog networks. Some of the times, because my site's got decent authority, I actually do not need to use links for every article I do, but I do try to add a few because it does tend to help better. So my review is actually, yeah, it's not even finished. I probably should finish that review. But yeah, if I'm going to link to a product I'm recommending, if I've already got a review on it, I'm going to link to that particular page. Although what I can also do, if I don't have a review for that, I can also link via my affiliate link to the product itself. Okay, let's try this. Hold on a second. Watch this. Oops. I'm going to change things up a little bit. You can give me an idea. I'm going to make this my affiliate link right here. I think that's my redirect. Let me take a look real quick. No, it's not. So, tell you guys what. Give me a second, please. I'm going to find my affiliate link for this. I've actually got a Pretty Link. Now, if you guys don't know, Pretty Link is a free plugin you can use for cloaking links. It's one I use quite frequently. And because I can give people a link that looks like this, jefflinney.com/gs3. When they go there, it's going to redirect them to my affiliate link right here.
Hey guys, it's George.
So people do hover their mouse over my link. Let me close it. If you look down here on the bottom left, when I do that, well, on my site, it will actually say jefflinney.com/gs3. So that is a ridiculously soft sell, and those actually often convert better than full-on reviews. Because it's just a casual recommendation, and it's funny, people think because you're not pushing it, you're just kind of mentioning it casually like it's no big deal. They're going to more likely buy from you. Does that make sense? And yeah, we are recording this. Absolutely. This will be online in a day or two at the most. It should be online tomorrow. In fact, once we're done, I'm going to go ahead and convert the recording and transfer it over to Dropbox and send it to Anne and Julie so they can get it up on the website. So let me see here. I think I've done just about everything here. Let me just remove a few pieces of content. See, that doesn't make sense right there. He did pretty good except for a few sentences. Alright, and I think that works. Let's go ahead and preview it again. And Sheila's asking about the color I use for my H1, my H2 tags, etc. I just like red because it stands out. That's your preference. I use dark red. It's not too bright and annoying, but it still stands out nicely. I mean, what do you guys think? If you landed here, would you read it? Would you go through it? Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It's because I took the time to give people something of value. They're going to see that. They're going to know it's not just some crappy content, but it actually looks as amazing as it sounds. I think I could still space that a little bit more at the bottom. Tiny bit more, not a whole lot more though. So here, I'm going to go ahead and publish this tomorrow morning. See, August 28th at 8:07 a.m. my local time. So if you guys do want to check my website tomorrow after 8:30 a.m. Pacific time, you'll see this post on there. And someone's asking, okay, never, ever, ever, someone's asking how often do you repeat H1 and H2 tags? Never use more than one H1 tag, period. For H2s, I will usually just use one because it's bigger. For H3s, I'll add quite a few of them. It depends on what's needed. Sometimes I'll just add one or two. Other times I'll add, 5 or 6. It depends on how big my article is. But I simply add enough to make my content easy to read and easy to navigate and to make it look good. I don't add them just for the sake of adding them. I add them to help users and give them a good quality experience on my site. As long as you mention your main keyword a few times within your content, I would not worry at all about keyword density. I mentioned launch jacking 3 or 4 times naturally within my site, so I should probably be ranked for this by the end of this week for the phrase "what is launch jacking," because it's a pretty low search keyword with fairly low competition. So what do you guys think? You guys have any comments, questions, concerns about what I showed you here? And I'm sorry, I don't really have time to go into the plugins I use too much, but I know that is covered as well in the intermediate and the Get to Page 1 training videos within Page 1 engine. Sorry, Andrew. What types of articles do I write? I write articles based on what people are searching for. And I will use Google. I will use Google's keyword planner for that. I mean, here, what is launch jacking? This is not a product review. This is just something people search for online related to my niche. So I might see someone else do an article online about Facebook marketing or launch jacking, and I might try to do something better than that. That's really it. You want to do research, Andrew. You want to see what people are searching for in your niche and do content about that. This is simple. I mean, it doesn't have to be difficult. You simply write about what people are searching for. And so in this case, I'll bet I'll rank pretty easily for launch jacking as well as what is launch jacking. Then I've also got an internal link to my other launch jacking post. So that should probably help it rank even higher. Did I outsource my opt-in bonus? I forget what's on my bonus. I think I used PLR content and I combined it with my own stuff. But you can outsource it. You can use PLR content. If you guys haven't done so yet, make sure you guys go through Module 7 on email marketing. It's really detailed, and it's some pretty impressive stuff. I've watched most of it now. And I mean, email marketing combined with search engine optimization, that's powerful stuff. It really is. And when I started building my own email list, I started making 4 times as much money literally that week. So I was taking my existing traffic and having the people sign up for my list. So let's go ahead and view this now. It's already scheduled. So let's see here. Guys, I think I'm actually pretty damn happy with how this came out. You guys have any more questions about this, about the optimization bit? It's like they know I moved. Look at that mortgage rates into 3.25%. Google Smart. It's pretty sexy. Thank you. I think so too. Awesome, folks. Well, I think that's probably going to be about it then. So, is there a better or specific time to publish posts with launch jacking? Sure. I simply make a basic post, and I believe I covered this in my launch jacking module. But I make a basic post maybe 2 or 3 weeks out. And then, my pleasure. And then I try to add content and get it finished, at least within a few days before the launch happens. But if I hear of an awesome post 30 days from now, I'm going to get a basic post up, even just with one paragraph saying more information coming soon. Everyone wants to drink with me. I love it. Hey guys, I'm not a lush, I promise. I just enjoy a good drink every now and then. But anyways, guys, you've been amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you for your questions and awesome feedback. Again, this is being recorded. So we are going to have this in the members area. To be safe, I'll say by the end of tomorrow. So having said that, guys, thank you guys so much. You guys have been awesome. Have a wonderful day or night. Have a great week. Have a wonderful weekend. And we will talk to you guys very soon. Thank you again so much. Good night.